the last of the series of Vedanta Bhakti schools. This is the fifth one. As usual, let us begin with this mantra. Om Bang Me Manasi Pratisthita Mano Me Vachi Pratisthitam Aviravirma Edhi Vedasya Ma Anisthaha Ritam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tanmam Avatu Tad Bhaktaram Avatu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May my speech be fixed in the mind. May my mind be fixed in the speech. And that is the goal of spiritual life. Whatever that we are studying, we are practicing, all thing goes to only this quality, which in the language of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, Mon, Muk, Ak. The mind, that we are thinking, and what we are telling, that should be equal. Bang me manasi pratisthita. May my speech be fixed in the mind. Mano me vachi pratishthitam. May my mind be fixed in the speech. Then, O Atman, do thou manifest thyself unto me. May my mind and speech be fit to reveal the knowledge. The right will I speak, the truth will I speak. May Brahman protect me. May Brahman protect the preceptor. Om, peace, peace and peace. Now this is the philosophy. May Brahman manifest, or Atman manifest. What is this Atman? What is this Brahman? So, who am I? Why this Brahman should protect me? These are the questions. Who is this Brahman? Who am I? Why the Brahman should protect me? Why should I pray to Brahman? So these are the questions, and that is called the philosophy. We have already studied all this philosophy. Who are believing in the Veda or who are not, all now we have come to Vedanta. In Vedanta again, there are 6 schools, of which 5 we can say they are Bhakti, devotion. So that is why we call it the Vedanta Bhakti schools. So Ramanuja, Nimbarka, all those we have studied. Today we will be studying Achinta, Bheda, Abheda, Vada. This is a long name. And this was actually, of course, he himself didn't say anything in that way. He was merged in devotion. But his conversation with many and afterwards his disciples, they made this philosophy, and we will come to that. And the person who gave this philosophy is Sri Krishna Chaitanya. The moment we uttered the word Vedanta, most of the people, they think that it is Kevala Advaita. Kevala only, Advaita means non-dual, and that goes in the credit of Shankaracharya. But the truth of Upanishad has been analyzed from different aspects and different type of philosophical and spiritual insight. So today the preceptor of the philosophy, the Achinta Veda Veda Vada, He was born in February 4th, 1486 at Navadvip, Bengal. His father was a great scholar, Jagannath Mishra, and his mother was Shachi Devi. She was a very pious lady. The mother gave the name Nimai when the child was born, because it says he was born under a tree, a neem tree. So his name became Nimai. Another, that's some type of superstition, you can say. If you give the name in a bitter way, so the Yama will never touch him. So Nima is a very bitter, so I give the name of my son as a Nimai, so that death will not touch him. So that is the way. Anyway, he became very famous as Nimai. And also his complexion was very fair, so Gauranga. Gaura means white and Anga means the body. At the time of his trade, they say, some people they say, at the time of his secret trade, the name was given Sri Krishna Chaitanya, and some say no, when he received the sannyasa, he received that name Sri Krishna Chaitanya. At the age of 7, he started studying the scriptures. At 9, he lost his father, and then his brother also left the hearth and home to become a monastic, and that all those things gave him a jerk, and he concentrated on his study and became a great scholar. And he was very fond of challenging the other scholars. That was his fun. He used to go and challenge the other scholars, as because he was very intelligent. So he used to defeat them and used to get great joy defeating them. So the debate became a very passion for him. He studied logic, the Nyaya, under the care of a reputed scholar, Vasudeva Sarvabhauma. Sarvabhauma, that Vasudeva, he was a Nyaya, and particularly that place was famous for Nyaya philosophy. At this young age, he wrote a book on Sanskrit grammar, and also he was writing a text on Nyaya. One day, his friend Raghunath and he was in a boat, they were traveling, and Raghunath told, I have written a book, I am writing a note on the Nyaya. Nimai also told, I am also composing, I am also writing a note on the Nyaya. Then he explained what he is writing. Hearing that, Raghunath, his friend, started crying. Why you are crying? Then no one will read my book after reading your book. It's very inferior explanation of the Nyaya. Yours is the best. So all these days, what I am writing, that will be lost. Immediately, that is the greatness of this person. Immediately he threw all the manuscript in the Ganga, the water. No, your book should be there and people should read your book. So the biographer, he is mentioning this note, the world lost a masterpiece on Nyaya, but God a master in spirituality. That was the Nimai. At the age of 16, he started his own school and married Lakshmi Devi, the daughter of Nyaya scholar Vallabhacharya. Unfortunately, within a short time, she passed away. He earned reputation as a teacher and he pointed out mistakes. There was another great scholar who was there, Keshava, and he came and he was insulting Nimai. Nimai didn't say anything, only requested him, will you please compose a poem on Ganga? And he composed the poem then and there in Sanskrit. As because he was a great master in scholar in grammar, he pointed out many mistakes in that poem, and the Keshava admitted his defeat. Then Nimai was only the great scholar at that time. After visiting Gaya and worshipping the Vishnupada in the shrine of Gadadhara, his mood changed. And there itself, the first time in his life, he went into trance. Ishwarapuri, he was an ascetic. He was present over there. When the Nimai was in trance, he was about to fall. Ishwarapuri saved him, then slowly started discussing about him, and he told that I want bhakti. Because inside he felt the devotion of Sri Radhika. So he told that, and Ishwarapuri, he actually initiated the bhakti practice among the sannyasins. It says, and helped him, initiated him into the mantra of Krishna worship. Now the proud scholar Nimai transformed into a devoted lover of Sri Krishna, and he called him Hari. Vision of Krishna made him mad in joy, and he introduced Krishna Kirtan and dance to express the joy and ecstasy. This Krishna, that movement that we see and they sing, that first time, there are many other Vaishnava teachers, but Nimai, Gauranga, he first introduced this Kirtana. A pious Vaishnava, his name was Advaita Acharya, and the great devotee Srivas realized Nimai as the manifestation of the divinity. Another person came in his life, he is Nityananda. Nityananda, as an ascetic, he was visiting different places, and he went to Vrindavan, and look at it, he made Ishwarapuri. Swami Vivekananda once commented, this Puri Sampradaya has something special with the Bengal, because Totapuri initiated Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, gave him sannyasa, and Ishwarapuri initiated this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Nityananda also went and made the same person, Ishwarapuri, who told, you better go back to Bengal and meet this person, Nimai, help him, be with him. He was not very happy in the beginning, this Nityananda. He came, met him, but to his surprise, he immediately saw in his person a god with 6 hands. 2 hands are holding bow and arrow like Rama. Other 2 hands are holding the flute as Krishna, and the 3rd pair was holding danda, a stick, and kamandalu, water pot, just like a sannyasin. From then moment onwards, the Nityananda became the shadow of Nimai. So these two, Nitai and Nimai, they became very close friends, and afterwards, at the behest of the Nimai, the Gauranga Mahaprabhu, he married and lived a householder's life, Abadhuta life. So to show the people that even in the householder life also you can realize God. Slowly all other people started coming, a big number of people followed him. He did many things, visited many pilgrimages and met many people, had lot of conversation, and also he did 2 things at the behest of his request of his mother. He married once again, and that was a very pious lady. Her name was Vishnu Priya. And also he took sannyasa from Keshava Bharati, received the name Krishna Chaitanya, one who evoked the consciousness of Krishna. This Krishna consciousness that we see, ISKCON, the Krishna consciousness, International Krishna consciousness, ISKCON, from this name. So this Krishna Chaitanya. Later, he became well known as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Vedanta Bhakti scholars are divided into 5 main schools. This is the last one that we are studying. Most of them, almost all of them, they differ from Shankara. The moment they hear the name Shankara, they are angry. Even today, they never like Shankara because of the philosophy, though they are also Vedantin. Where they differ? I have listed these, the important differences, 8 numbers. It says, Shankara's non-dualism, it's a Kevala Advaita in Sanskrit. Kevala only, Advaita, non-dualism. The Shankara's Kevala Advaita, the Shankara's view, the supreme reality is attributeless. There cannot be any quality. Indeterminate. You cannot conceive, you cannot have that complete idea about it. And a cosmic absolute. That is the Shankara's way. You know that regularly those who are attending this class, you know, philosophy means to answer the 3 questions. Who is the creator? What is this creation? And what is the relation between the creator and the creation? Now, Shankara, who is the creator? The supreme reality is Brahman. And who is the supreme reality? How you explain? Then he says like this, it is completely attributeless. You cannot have any quality. The moment you have a quality, oh, he is good, immediately he is also bad. The light is immediately presupposes that there was darkness. Otherwise, how can you see light? The moment you have one conception, the opposite immediately it comes. The heat and cold. So like this, he says no attribute. If there is any attribute in that, the opposition will also come, opposite will also come, opposite quality, it cannot be. And indeterminate, you cannot think, you cannot determine in this way. Swami Vivekananda is one of his poems, is telling, Bojhe pran, bojhe ja. That you have to realize for yourself, you cannot explain, it's impossible. Sri Ramakrishna's that famous dialogue with another great scholar, and he told this Brahman is the only thing which no one could defile by expressing. That is even though in the Upanishads also it says. But the Vedanta Bhakti schools accept the Supreme as a person. The Supreme as a person who is the repository of all auspicious qualities. And he is the Lord and the Master of creation. So this is the difference. Shankara says no quality, they say he is the repository of all good qualities, divine qualities. And he is the Lord and the Master of this creation. He has created. And it is not impersonal, it is personal. Shankara's God is completely different. He is called Vyavaharika. Shankara also accepts God, but that God is Vyavaharika, Ishvara. And in phenomenal plane, everything is mere appearance, mithya. They vanishes when Paramarthika, one is Vyavaharika, the Sanskrit word, that is this phenomenal thing, and Paramarthika, which is real, that moment it comes, the Vyavaharika disappears, vanishes. That is the Shankara. But Vedanta Bhakti schools, they say, God is the ultimate reality, and there is no absolute apart from him. He is the ultimate. You cannot, but who is this God? Having the quality. So these are the differences. Shankara's Jiva. Now who are we? That is the question. Then they say Shankara's Jiva, in its essence, that means after the elimination of the body, mind and ego. The Jiva, after the elimination of the body, the mind and ego, what remains? So that is the essence. And Ishvara, Shankara's Ishvara, God, after the elimination of cosmic power. So that both are unreal. So this, what they say, jiva is the consciousness reflected on ego. Ishvara, the consciousness reflected on Maya. So this is the difference. So Shankara says, the moment you remove these, what remains? That is the original. So this is the way Shankara says. From the next class onwards, we'll be studying the Kevala Advaita, only Advaita, their arguments and all. And here they say, no, jiva is separate, both in bondage and liberation. Two groups comes. Vedanta, the Bhakti schools, here they differ in two schools, two different groups. One say, jiva is separate both in bondage and liberation. Jiva can never become God. It is impossible. One school they say. Another they say, jiva is separate in when it is ignorance, but merges in liberation. So this is the separation comes. So Shankara says it is nothing. Aham brahmasmi tattvamasi. But these people, they say, when you are ignorant, you are separate from the God. But when you get the liberation, knowledge, then you join in the God. As the river is merging in the ocean. This is the example they give. But other schools say, no, it is impossible. You are totally separate. You can never go to God in that way. Then Shankara's creation is unreal. It's all mithya. Now we know superimposition. But Vedanta Bhakti school's creation is real. They say this is Satya. Shankara's view of bondage and liberation and unreal assumption because of ignorance. When we are thinking that we are bound by this thing, that is also ignorance. And when you think that you are liberated, that is also ignorance. You were already that. So that is what Shankara says. These people say, Vedanta Bhakti school say, bondage is real. And release from it is a real achievement. The bondage is the ignorance that we are separate from God, we are all these things that comes. They say this is a ignorance, but when you overcome that, is a real achievement. But Shankara is totally different. It is a very high way it says, there is no bondage, there is no liberation. So when sometimes we used to chant, Shivoham, Shivoham, I am not this, I am not this. I am only the Shiva all the time, the Blessed One. And when I am thinking that I am bound, that is also ignorance. And when I am thinking I am free, that is also ignorance. I was there all through. Suppose a person was sleeping and he was dreaming. He has gone somewhere else. He is bound by some other things and he is afraid. And slowly, suddenly, when he breaks that dream, he is relieved. Oh, good that I was not there. He was not there at all, any time. So when he was thinking that I am bound and I am suffering in his dream, that was unreal. And when after the dream broke, he thought, oh, I am free from that misery, that is also unreal. So he was all the time the same. The Shankara's explanation is this. The jiva is constantly free. Only thing you have to understand that. Here they say, in the sixth point, the Shankara's idea of salvation is knowledge of the unity of Atman and Brahman. The Atman and Brahman when it is merging. But Vedanta Bhakti school hold Bhakti, the unflinching devotion to God is the salvation. Unless and until you have the devotion to God, you are not free. The salvation means complete love, total devotion. And that's why afterwards Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he brought the conception idea of Radha. The Radha is the total devotion, complete devotion, without any the fault in that, the complete devotion. That is called Radha. Shankara is telling Atman and the Brahman should be united. He said, no, Bhakti, that is the ultimate. Shankara's goal is release from samsara. You should be released from the samsara. What is the samsara? The constantly changing things. But we are thinking that this time I should be happy. This time I should be successful. Constantly we are going on thinking in that way. And we are imagining that we are going to have that. So that samsara, sammak sarati yasa samsara, the constant changes, all those things on which we are putting our mind, you should be free from that. Samsara vasana, again and again they say. The samsara means temporary things. Vasana, desire. If you have that desire, a little bit of success, joy comes, but temporary joy. So we have to understand from all through our life, we are all grown-up people now here. So if we look back, so many goals we fixed in our life. I should get this, I should get that, I should get that. We can remember in our what's called teenage, that time, we used to dream that we should get a bicycle. And from the father. And father used to say, okay, if you get 100% marks in this subject, then only you'll get a bicycle. Our object was that. After getting the bicycle, that also gone. Now the youth again as a motorbike, that gone. Then the car, that gone. So like this is going on, all these objects. And we are understanding these in the samsara is all temporary. Even then, we cannot think that this is really temporary. If some people are appreciating me, I am very happy. If one or two are criticizing me, I am dejected. Why? So these are the constant vichara. Swami Vivekananda said, you must have to have the sword open, the sword of discrimination open, even when you are sleeping, in the dream too. So this is the discrimination. All the moment we must have to have this only. But Bhakti Vedanta, the Vedanta Bhakti schools, they think service of the Supreme Being, God in His eternal presence, is the goal of human life. To go beyond this samsara is what Shankara says, the pure Vedanta says, Kevala Advaita says, you have to give up this idea through vichara. But these people, they say no, the service to God, that is the ultimate. In the presence of the God, if I can serve Him, so that is the ultimate goal. And finally, Shankara's philosophy, Kevala Advaita, is a system of metaphysics with spiritual import. So this is a very, very important difference. The Shankara is never creating that you should worship me, you should like me, you should follow me. He never said that. He gave a philosophy. And these are the things that are happening. Why you are suffering? Because of your desire. Desire goes to what? All these different type of things in the world. Now where from it comes? From the ego, I desire. So obviously the I, the ego is going out through different senses, 5 senses, and I am thinking I should get that and I should be happy, and constantly, life after life it is going on. It's not only this life, life after life, and you are suffering. Sometimes you are thinking, oh, it's so good, and again you are going down. They say when the camel is chewing the thorns, he is thinking, oh, I am tasting so like, actually he was tasting his own blood. So like this we are thinking, though this world will give us so many things, We will enjoy, but we are suffering, suffering and suffering. Again we are deluded. We have to go beyond this. And that is what the Shankara said. And this is the philosophy. You like it, you follow. You don't like it, don't follow. He never bothers for anything else. But these Vaishnava philosophers, they are promoting the personalistic conceptions of reality. Personalistic conceptions of reality. So they are, this is me and this is my words, you should follow me, you should worship me. So the cult, it becomes. So one person is coming, telling something, and some people are following him, and they are closing all other things, they are becoming a cult. So that is the danger in this. But in the Vedanta philosophy of Shankaracharya, so many other people are coming and discussing and sometimes appreciating, accepting or criticizing. It goes on an open school. It's not a cult. The Advaita Vedanta is not Shankaracharya. We read Shankaracharya, but how many of us we know Shankara's life? We don't. But whenever you go to Ramanujacharya, he is the, and like that way, all the acharyas, all there, that is the main thing. In the Bengal of school of Vedantism, it got previously also that Vaishnavism, previously also Vaishnavism was there in Bengal, but it got boosted up after the advent of Sri Chaitanya. He promoted, then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, spiritual romance of Radha and Krishna. The love, that is a wonderful way, that is that expression. You know that they say the human being are having 5 different moods. And one is this: I like to serve as a servant. God is my master, I am the servant. This is a mood. God is my friend, I like to behave like a friend. The one lady, she was here American, she helped Swami Vivekananda a lot. But she used to say, Vivekananda is my friend. And she used to go with a shoe on inside the room of Swami Vivekananda, sit on his bed. Vivekananda is my friend. And Belur Math Swamiji didn't say no to her. Her genuine feeling, Vivekananda is my friend. Krishna, Arjuna, that we know, classical relationship of God as friend. And similarly all others. Here, the Radhika, her love for Krishna, and that love is promoted. That love was actually, he himself felt and promoted that, and that is called the Vaishnava way, the Bengal school of Vaishnavism. Chaitanya himself did not propagate any systematic philosophy. He was absorbed in that ecstasy, but his conversation with the other disciples and people, that prompted his disciples, and they were also great people like Sanatana Goswami, Rupa Goswami, Jiva Goswami, and afterwards Baladeva, to create one philosophy. These are the people, Rupa, Sanatan, and also the Jiva. They discovered much afterwards this Vrindavan, Mathura and Vrindavan. Mathura and Vrindavan was covered with jungle. No one knew where actually Krishna came and different type of things that happened in these two places. These people, they went, of course, with the permission of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He himself also went many times. And he felt that these are the things happened over here in the life of Sri Krishna. And he said, this is the place. That is the place, like that. And it is true, must be true. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he went to Vrindavan, that is modern time, and he went by the side of the Jamuna, and there he felt as if the Krishna is crossing with all his cowherds and other, that river. He went into ecstasy, went into samadhi, that feeling. Sri Ramakrishna went into that village to find out that place, particularly the birthplace of Sri Chaitanya. They showed this is the place where he was born. He felt, no, it cannot be. Then when he was crossing the river by boat, suddenly he felt, this is the place. And he saw that both Nityananda and Gauranga, they are coming and merging in him, in his person. So there, that is the place where exactly, this is spiritual, the feelings. They found all those and they detected, these are the places where this thing happened. So today is that we go and see, and people they say, here Krishna was born, there he did this. Everything was found by Rupa and Sanatana and Jiva Goswami. They made a philosophy and the metaphysics. The absolute is the Krishna, who is known in Advaita Vedanta as Satchit Ananda or Parabrahma. The Parabrahma, that is the conception. The Brahman is the lower conception and the upper conception, the higher conception. Para and Apara Brahman. Brahman with qualities, Saguna Brahma. Brahman without qualities, Nirguna Brahma. And that is also sometimes said as Satchit Ananda Sarupa Brahman. They said it is only Krishna. This Brahman that you talk about is only the Krishna. How Krishna can be Brahman? Because Brahman is all pervading. Now the question comes, how Krishna can be? He is a person. Then naturally, that cannot be. It is not possible. Then they are quoting from the scripture that is Bhagavad Gita. They mainly take from the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavata, also from the Upanishads. Bhagavad Gita in the 14th chapter, 27th sloka, it says, I am the abode of Brahman. On the basis of that, they are claiming this is the Krishna who is supporting the Brahman. I am the abode of Brahman, the immortal and immutable, everything, everlasting dharma and of absolute bliss. This dharma and the bliss, all is me, and the Brahman, I am supporting it. Brahmano hi pratishtaham, amritasya abhayasya cha, shashyatasya cha dharmasya, sukhasya ikantikasya cha. In the Bhagavad Gita, the 14th chapter, 27th sloka. And the example they say, the brilliance of the sun that you see, all pervading everywhere. But it is supported by a disk, that is the sun. The brilliance is not the sun. If you say the brilliance is the sun, it is wrong. The waves of the ocean is not the ocean. The ocean is different, that is the supporting the waves. Similarly, very strong way they say, the brilliance that you see all pervading, that is your Brahman. You are talking about the Brahman all pervading, that is your Brahman, the all pervading, the brilliance. But who is supporting, from where the brilliance are coming out? That sun is Krishna. From the Krishna, the brilliance that is coming out, that you see, that is there. Shankara's Nirvikalpa Jnana, the knowledge of unmodified, indeterminate awareness, is the ultimate truth. But the Sabikalpa, the defined awareness or definite awareness, is false. Another way they are explaining. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling, awareness should of anything, understanding of anything should be clear and definite. When you say that Brahman cannot be defined, that means you do not understand Brahman properly. So that is the way they say, but anything that you say this is this, you should know in clear way that this is this. So that is the argument of Sri Chaitanya. So it comes, awareness should be of anything. or understanding of anything should be clear and definite. How you say the Brahman cannot be defined? Then you are not having the proper knowledge of Brahman. The supreme reality should be clearly known, and Krishna is that supreme reality. Supreme reality and his brilliance, they say that in Sanskrit, Tanu Bha. Tanu Bha, from that his body, his person, the brilliance that is coming out, that is what is you call Brahman. An infinite person in space of time. Now the question is coming, you say he is a person and he is infinite. How then? And he is creating this universe. What about the space and time? In the space and time, how can we explain that? At the same time, you are telling that it is infinite. The moment you say it is infinite, it is beyond space and time. At the same time, you are telling, no, he is like this. What is this? Then they say, Krishna is transcendental spiritual reality within whom time and space are included. But the commentary and the comments are, it's not logically proved. They are believing in this way, they are teaching in this way, it's difficult to prove logically. So why Shankara has been admitted by all the intellectuals? Because of the logic. Here the logically they cannot prove, but they say no, Krishna is transcendental spiritual reality within whom time and space are also included. In him there is no absolute distinction between spirit and form. The two things are there. One is the consciousness, another is the jada, that is the unconscious thing. The form, unconscious, spirit, conscious. So if you say that Krishna is spirit, then where from this unconscious came? So they say he is both. Now the creation and the creator, then they use the terminology we have already read, discussed, that Ramanuja is also explaining the creator and the creation, then Ballava also, that Nimbarka also that way. And he says, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Shaktimat and Shakti. These are the two things, Shaktimat and the Shakti. Power holder and the power. They are inseparably related. Like the fire and this heat and light. You cannot separate. Sri Ramakrishna also used this thing as to explain. As an example, the Shakti Mat and the Shakti, that means the power holder and the power are related. The Krishna is the supreme reality and his Shakti is this world. Though from the Krishna this thing is coming, but they are inseparable. At the same time, nothing is changing. Now again the question is coming. You know, the philosophy means you say and immediately opposition will come and ask you, if Shakti is identical with Shaktimat, the power holder and the power are identical, will not the real transformation, because they said the creation is the real transformation. The Shankaras, the Vivartavada and Parinamavada, the Sanskrit terminology, you are now familiar with all those. The Vivartavada, that is unreal, creation but unreal. And Parinamavada, real. Like the milk, when it is becoming yogurt, it is Parinamavada. The milk transformed into yogurt, you cannot take it back to milk. So it is Parinamavada, complete transformation. And this they say, the Shakti, Mat and the Shakti, if they are identical, and you are telling that creation is real, that means the real transformation of the Shakti are affecting the latter Shakti Mat? Obviously, if the Shakti is the complete transformation, is a real transformation, and they are identical with the person or the Shakti, Shakti Mat, it is also affecting him. Otherwise, how the creation will come? When you say that the sweets and the milk, they are identical. But when you make the sweets, you exhaust the milk, sugar. So obviously, when you say that it is real transformation, if you say like Shankara, no, it is not real, apparent, then we can understand. But when it is real, in reply, Sri Chaitanya school put forward Achinta, Veda, Abheda, Vada. Achinta, Bheda and Abheda. Inconceivable identity in difference. And there they say Shakti is both. It is identical and difference from Shakti Mat. There the comment is, they could not prove it in a logical way. Then manifestation through Shakti does not affect Shakti Mat. Now here they say Shakti is threefold, and this Krishna is having this Shakti, and it is threefold. One is Swarupa Shakti. This is innate potency. Another is Tatastha Shakti, or also called the Jiva Shakti, Jiva potency. A third is Bahiranga Shakti. This Bahiranga Shakti, extraneous potency. Through this Bahiranga Shakti, all this creation has come. One is his own Shakti, another the Shakti that we find within the Jivas, and the third is this Bahiranga Shakti. So this is what is called, they are associated, but at the same time it is not associated. So this is what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's, the famous philosophy. We have to understand it. Achintya, you cannot imagine, you cannot think, the beyond thinking, Achintya, Veda, Abheda. They are different, at the same time, they are not different. Thank you for this. If you have any question, and if I know the answer, I will try to. A little bit of confusing, but this is the philosophy. Yeah, Doctor.
At the present level of one's awareness or consciousness, which is impure, mixed with ignorance, etc. So, to understand this high level of philosophy, as simple words, unless that mind is purified, probably it is not able to comprehend these higher truths, etc. So, the basic simplified thing is told that unless that purification process occurs, it is very difficult to comprehend. So, is that the right conclusion?
See, yes, of course, as you were telling, I think all of you could hear his question. So the question is, the mind should be purified, then only it is possible to understand. Though obviously, unless the mind, here they say, particularly in the Vedanta Bhakti schools, Bhakti, devotion to God. First conception, in the pure Advaita, it is Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta, and that is Brahman, and that Atman. This is the conception. To reach to that, you have to practice. What? Knowledge. What is that knowledge? Discrimination and renunciation. Through that you will get the knowledge. What is the discrimination? I am not this body, I am not this mind, I am not this ego, I am the supreme. Constantly you are discriminating, and when your maturity is coming in your thinking process, you are renouncing slowly, slowly. So that is the process where we go to Kevala Advaita. Now they say, have faith in the presence of Krishna the God. Some say Krishna, some say Vishnu. And you know that Krishna again, Bala Gopala, another. But all this coming Vishnu and Krishna, so that they are Vaishnava. And this Vaishnava school, they say, you must have to have this conception, there is one who is Vishnu or Krishna, and you have to pray to him, and through his grace, you will be purified, then you will be allowed to go near him, to live close to him, or to serve him. This the whole conception comes in that. But you are with him. So Advaita at the same time little different. Vishishta Advaita and Dvaita Advaita, Achinta Veda Veda, Advaita Achinta Veda, like this it is all going. So as you were telling, from the point of view of Achinta Veda Abheda, we can understand Krishna is the supreme, Krishna is the ultimate, and Krishna is the creator, and we have the possibility to purify by remembering him, calling on him, taking his name, service to him. So the Vaishnavas, they say that bhajan, Krishna bhajan, you have to go on repeating the name of Krishna, Vaishnava seva, and you have to serve the holy people. By that way, slowly you can purify your mind. Any other question? See, when we practice and some of the rituals, mostly we do not understand what actually we are doing, and we are so happy. So we are doing. So when you know that, then the question comes, why I am doing this? If the Vedanta said that I am pure, why I am purifying myself again through mantra for puja? They said I am pure, in any condition I am pure. I am the purity. So to understand that you are pure in any condition, you have to practice this. And what is the purity again? That you have to understand. Otherwise, where you will reach? If you don't know where you are going to reach, what you are going to achieve, you will never understand. So you have to understand that this is the goal I am going to, and you have to have some conception about the goal. That is exactly what the Sri Chaitanya is telling. You should have clear idea about your goal, and that is Krishna. And this way also other philosophies are telling. So that is the reason philosophy is very, very essential. Otherwise, we will go on repeating, but without understanding. Like a parrot, if you teach a parrot a God's holy name, it will go on repeating. Whenever you go and, hey, what I taught you, these are my guests. Now repeat the name of Rama, parrot will go on Rama. Okay, now repeat the name of Krishna, parrot will say Krishna. But does the parrot understand what is Rama, what is Krishna? Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna says, the moment his death will come in the form of a cat, then the parrot will never remember Rama or Krishna. So that is the thing. If we are going on doing all these rituals without understanding why we are doing it, so ultimately when the death will approach and when the fear will come, we won't understand whom to call, what to do. That is why this philosophy is necessary. We are studying the philosophy because of this. The saga of the soul began with that the Veda, the original. And from the Veda so many things are going on. And this is the uniqueness of India. Each and every one has the right to explain in your own way. But the difficulty, if a person is explaining and some people are following, it becomes a cult. And the moment the cultism comes, They lock doors and windows and say, this is the only thing you must have to follow, or don't come to us. So these are the two things that there we have to be careful. No cult, but understanding things. So thank you, friends. Thank you very much for coming and attending this class. Let us chant Shanti Mantra and we'll go for the lunch. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. Yesterday, mother and daughter came. The daughter is studying some religious subjects. So she came maybe from the college. They say you have to go visit different institutions and get their signature. She was eager to get the signature, and whatever is possible, she was noting it down. But the mother was very much impressed, and she came and told that when I entered into your shrine, I really felt the peace. I go to so many other places, and in my office I am so busy. When I come back to my family, there are also responsibilities are there. And some places I go to get the peace, I don't get peace. Here, unknowingly, I was not knowing that this place will be here. Some teacher told that her daughter, you have to go to Vedanta Society to take the interview of the Swamiji, and these are the questions, etc. I came along because this is a long distance from Chicago, so I came along with the daughter. The moment I entered into this shrine room, I felt a lot of peace. I was feeling like sitting over there for hours. What is the reason? Can you answer the reason? Is the feelings. All you come over here with a desire to get that knowledge. And the ultimate of all this knowledge, achievement, is the peace. And peace comes when harmony comes. And harmony, the union with God and the devotee. I come and I pray that, oh God, please give me some idea so that I can achieve you, I can get you, I can realize you, I can go to you. Different people, they are coming, they are sitting and trying to control their senses, and slowly environment is surcharged. Anyone entering feeling that. So when one immediately after entering without knowing anything, getting the benefit of peace, it is your contribution also. Thank you.